Hold on, boys and girls. This is going to be a doozy. This is the best way to move small items. I'm giving you some serious tips in this one from start to finish. So hold on to your hats and get some popcorn. You notice there's a lot of changes. YouTube's been going crazy. If you have been unsubscribed, please resubscribe. Again, I know it's a pitch, but for some reason, YouTube is cleaning house, and a lot of people have like, hey, I can't find your videos. I was subscribed, and I came in. I thought you stopped making videos. I'm like, how could you think I stopped making videos? I mean, there's a freaking ton of them up here. Also, it's almost the end of the month. I'm getting ready to close out some stuff. Let me just say it again. The 3-book printed deal for $99.95 will get you into the new deal that's coming. iBuyIProfit.com. And May 31st, Friday, whatever day I remember to get up, it's gone. That deal goes. It reversed to $250 to get the same thing that you can get for $99.95 right now. Also, the bridge fee, about to get rid of that. I think everybody wanted that. And the bridge fee is essentially for people who bought the ebooks and want part of the new deal. That also goes away Friday. It's gone. Then we're going to work on some other stuff because there's a lot of cool stuff that's happening. And that's pretty much that. So, title of this video, how to create your own flea market. Been holding this back for a while, and sometimes the best answer is the one that's right in front of your face. There are many people through blog posts, through forums, through questions. It's like, hey, I get all this stuff I can't sell on eBay. I get all this stuff I can't sell on Amazon. I can't sell it on Craigslist. How do I sell it? It's just stacking up. I'm just going to throw it away, or I'm just going to give it away. This has been going on and on and on and on. And also, this will strike at my heart of, this business is not common sense, because if it was common sense, people would do those things. It's not. Going along those lines, if you know you have a problem, it will be incumbent upon you to solve that problem. And I sat back, like I said, and I'm just watching and just watching and just watching. People were going around it, and it's just like, God, I gotta get this stuff. I get this stuff, and what the hell do I do with it? Let me tell you what you're doing. You're throwing away money. Listen to me. I want you to listen to me right now. You will make more money with base hits versus home runs. Home runs are nice, and they're beautiful, and people talk about it, and then, it's like, yeah, you had that home run, you had that home run. But name one baseball player who's made a living of home runs. I'll wait. I can't think of any either. Because if they don't get those base hits, those home runs don't mean jack. The home runs are icing on the cake, and the cake is base hits. If you get a guy who's hitting like 600 or 700, he'll be the richest baseball player ever. Ever. So that's how important base hits are to winning the game. Now, back to this business of creating your own flea market. Part of this, one of the things I noticed when I really started buying more units was I would get the same things over and over and over. Now, this is the trick, because mentally, you don't want to do this. My partner initially had a problem with it until we got deep into it. But once she saw the money, it was like, oh, okay, we're going to do this for going forward. You're going to get something that's really, really nice. And in your mind, it's going to be, this is a $10 item, this is a $20 item. Somewhere like that. Our threshold was $25, $30. Anything other than that, dollar area. Why? Because I knew it was in the truck, or it was in the storage unit, or it was in... I was going to get that again. And see, this is the mental thing that kills most people in this business. You think it's worth more than it really is. That will be based on how often you get this stuff. If you get a microwave, or a stainless steel microwave, and it's a very nice microwave, and this is the first one you got in a year, and you've been buying for 6 months, and you want $40 for it, I say that's the proper decision. But if you get like a regular run-of-the-mill microwave, and next week you're going to get another one, regardless of how nice it is, it needs to be between $5 and $10. It needs to be, because you're going to be able to replace that inventory before you can sell it at that higher price point. As they would say in church, I just told you something. Marinate on that. What you're doing is, it's worth X, but you are ignoring the variable of Y. Y being, you're going to get that stuff again and again and again and again and again. So if you know you're going to get this stuff frequently, it is best to
blow it out. One of the reasons that you have this small inventory that you can't see because you think it's more than it really is. Because based upon your buying habits, let me say it again, based upon your buying habits, that stuff is not worth a whole heck of a lot because it's a replenishing resource. It's replenishing inventory. Something you can get is something that's everywhere. It's a commodity. You with me? Okay, so you know this. You already know you're going to get this stuff frequently. You know that based on your buying habits, if you don't buy a lot, sure, hold out for a higher price because that's your inventory. But if you know within a day or two, you're going to get that same crap again, why are you holding on to it? Why are you treating it as this special? That's like dating a tramp and treating her like a queen. That's what you're doing. But you're wondering why you're getting tramp results from this activity. So, this is what you do to get rid of that stuff. You create your own flea market. I know you go, but I don't want to do that. Then you don't want to make money. Because there are many of you who are in a spot or a position where there's really not a great flea market in your town. There's not a great flea market in your city. There's some okay stuff. If you take it upon yourself that I'm going to create the best flea market in my city, you will make a lot of money selling small, cheap, normal, run-of-the-mill, mundane, everyday stuff that you get all the time. I've said it in roughly probably half to 200, maybe 200 videos up here. We made the bulk of our money off small stuff. The bulk, 68% of revenues came from small stuff. Why? Got it all the time. And instead of, and a lot of people back in the storage auction business, they had the same problem. It's like, I would hear it on the auction truck. This stuff stacks up quicker than I can get rid of it. Man, I found myself throwing it away, taking it to the dump. Did not solve, I did a video. One of the biggest things that will help your business if you're a picker, a storage auction person, an estate person, and it is the ability to solve not only your problems, but the problem of customers. Because that is how I saw my role. I was a problem solver. That was the biggest thing that I did was like, okay, this is a situation. How do I solve this problem? And that's where the flea market idea, because I've said the upscale garage sale was essentially a flea market with some nice stuff in it. That's what it was, because any day of the week I can go out, I'm going to get clothes, I'm going to get irons, I'm going to get microwaves, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get shoes. I'm going to get a lot of stuff that's going to range from downright crappy to, wow, that's really nice for $1. And this is what happens. You got the stuff out there for $1, right? People come in, it's like, what, it's only $1? I'm going to get this, I'm going to get this. Then they come to the table to check out, and they spend $20, $30, $40, $50, $60, $70. So that's how you move the small stuff. You're only going to move so much on Craigslist. And once again, if you put up bulk lots on Craigslist, like as a wholesaler type of situation where you're being a wholesaler to other resellers, they're going to come at you a different way because you're not even doing that right. So for those of you who wish to embark on this road where you're in the place where you get lots of stuff, you are in one of the best positions to be in. Because once you create your own flea market, and once you hook up how to build a customer base and retain a customer base, as they said in that show back in the day in Living Color, more money, more money, more money. Now, I just gave you for free all you need to know to build a successful six-figure business. Now, this is what's going to be the problem. It requires work. It requires a commitment. It requires you getting off your ass and actually utilizing the information. That's why I put it out there, because this is what's going to happen. I'm in the process of doing a whole bunch of training courses, developing. That's the process, developing. That teach you how to build customer bases, how to build your own flea market, how to capture and retain customers. Because in this 3-year, it'll be 3 years real soon, space of selling books and information, I had to learn so much freaking stuff. Because when I got into it, and I'll be honest with you, I thought I was going to write, Making Money A to Z. Well, actually, it was called The Ultimate Storage Auction Guide. That was the first version. I was going to write that book, sell some, and then I was going to be working on the Great American Novel, and I was going to do Passion Friday and all that. And then fate was like, nah, son, we got something else for you. So it's like, bam, this dropped. And it was a whole new retooling process for me because I was used to getting tons of stuff, had a wide variety. You know, I write books that are just not going to appeal to everybody. That's just a fact. And that's just reality. So I was just like, okay, so I'm going to have to work on this other stuff. But now I understand how this thing works. Now I understand that just like I had to learn a new business, and it took a lot of time, it took hours of research, and I'm still learning because the thing is, this thing ain't done. There will never be a point where I was like, I know everything and I'm good. No, I'm not that type of person. I don't think I'm grown, because grown to me means deaf. You're grown, you stop growing, and if you're not growing, you're dying. So all the stuff that's going to come is going to teach you how to do this stuff with regular, run-of-the-mill stuff. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and blow smoke up your ass and say, oh, it's painless. And no, it's not. It's going to take you working your ass off. But if you like money, if you like freedom, if you like being in charge of your own destiny, this will be cool for you. If not, hey, you have a great life. Now, back to the deal with building your own flea market. It will not be overnight. Just for the microwave success people, it will not be overnight, because initially this was not so much a plan as it was an accident. We were transitioning from stores, because this is how the stores were ran. I learned early on you need inventory spot, a warehouse or something, because if you're trying to do everything in your store's going to look like a clusterfuck a lot of the times, because somebody buys something, especially something big, and you got this hole, and you got this big gaping hole in there, and people are like, oh, there was something there nice. And they're talking to you about what was there versus actually buying what they can see, because people are fundamentally curious. When I would like pull up and my partner had opened up and there were people there and they knew that truck was full of stuff, folks would literally wait, go to lunch, and come back to see what was coming off that truck, because that's how nosy people are. They got to know. And with your store, when you have all this stuff that's just like everywhere, it creates a lot of stress, because if your store doesn't look a certain way, people are going to be turned off. There's some people because I remember, small store, it looked like hell. Lady walked in, she looked around, there was great stuff, but it wasn't presented right, and she's like, you have a nice day, and she was gone. I was like, this is a pain. Essentially, I just saw money walking out the door. So to address that problem, I just told my partners, like, we got to do something different. So initially started renting units. Had a bunch of units rented, and stuff had to be processed in the back. It did not come in the store unless it was sale ready. And by instituting this SOP and this doctrine and this methodology, things got better, and no one just came in and did that. Which coincidentally is kind of wild, because the warehouse was totally like, bam, there's the stuff. And I'll tell you, like, there was an area where the clothing was, and I would put stuff in the clothing. Like, I would put like a really nice dress or something in each pile. I would sort the piles, and people now digging ass and elbows. You just see, folks were literally on their hands and knees going through stuff. Oh, I found this. Fights. Oh my God. If I had the foresight to take footage of the fights that went on in the warehouse. No, that's my pile. Why are you in my stuff? No, you, Glendon, I'm a regular up in here. You knew. That's what this lady actually told us. She said, I'm a regular up here. She was just like, look, I'm here every weekend. Don't be messing with my pile. I was just like, wow. And what I did for this lady, because it was true, she was a regular and she spent a lot of money. She got her pile, and this other lady, she got the stuff that she wanted, and the scun that checked out and everything. So, because she was a regular and she was passionate, understand, she was passionate about this, I was like, you know what, since you got pretty much screwed on that deal, she brought her stuff, it was 70 pieces, I was like, hey, you can have that. She said, what? I said, no, you can have that. You like I said, you're here every weekend. That kind of went down, and it's like, we couldn't prevent it, but she's like, oh, okay. She took her stuff, she was real happy. Next weekend she came in with 4 people. 4. So what I see in this resale space, because I bristle at this common sense thing, because it's not common sense. It's not. Because if it was common, everyone would be rich, everyone would be doing what they wanted to do, and there wouldn't be all this bitching and whining in the resale space. But there's a ton of bitching and whining in the resale space, because people are untrained. You don't know what you're doing. And there are some people who are honest enough to say, hey, I have no clue what I'm doing. And there's others, I can do this. Yeah. You know, in the writing space, I'm a member of several groups. I read a lot of information because there are days I wake up and I was like, damn, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I realized that I'm fundamentally ignorant in a lot of stuff, but that's my strength. I realize where I'm at. There are many of you who have no level of integrity where you can even admit that to yourself, because this is what happens when you know that you're fundamentally ignorant. You go out and you get mentors. You pay for your training. You research and you read about your craft, your business, whatever your pursuit. You investigate it because you know you don't have that knowledge. One of the reasons that I wrote Making Money A to Z with Self-Storage Unit Auctions was I saw literally thousands of people come out to the storage auction game, and because they're like, it's so easy, and I watched 99.8% of them crash and burn because it's not easy. You got to have a strategy. You got to have forethought. You got to have a plan to be really successful. And a lot of people are sucked up in this freaking entitlement mentality that therefore I breathe, therefore I should be entitled to success. Life doesn't work like that, Playboy. It does not work like that, and never did, never will. Rid yourself of the entitlement mentality. Rid yourself of, you know more than others, because like I said, I'm getting ready to have to really humble myself in a few months when I start on this other project, because I know I'm going to need help. But that was my strength, because my partner and I would sit around, I'll do research, I would go to trade shows for certain things. Actually, you have to put yourself in a spot where it's about continuing education, because in the resale space, in the times that we live in, things change like that. It's like, Google, look, YouTube. You're looking at me on YouTube. This year, YouTube has made so many freaking changes. And there's a whole bunch of people who are unhappy in the YouTube space. They're like, oh no, because, YouTube is cleaning house. YouTube, I don't know what they're up to, but they're about to do something because they're cleaning house. They're making, new offers. And if you have an account and you haven't used it in the last 12 months, they're getting rid of it. And the consequence of getting rid of those accounts, they've gotten rid of some people who are actually active. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on, and there's a lot of whining. But the thing is, I saw it coming, and I could be proud to tell you that I am way up where I was this time last year. But I track where I'm at. There's a little dashboard. You go in there, and I'm telling you this for a reason. And I can put in a look, and it's so easy. I can put in there. It's like, from this day to this day, I did this last year, this time last year, and this year, I'm like, bam! I was just really, really shocked because I thought it wasn't going that well. And the reason I'm telling you that, if you're going to have a business, you must track where you are month to month, quarter to quarter, year to year. You have to do it, because if you don't do it, you can essentially be going backwards because you're not paying attention. You don't know it's too late until you're over the cliff. And you're like, what the hell happened? I see that with businesses all the time. That's part of being a business owner. And in this resale space, there's always going to be a secondary market for stuff. But the thing is, you have to be able to deliver it at a price point that the customers are going to buy, and also be able to deliver it within the confines of your business structure where your costs are not eating you up alive. Once you figure out those things, you can become rich. You can become rich, or at least very well off, because it's about solving problems. So that's how you build your own flea market. If you're in a town that doesn't have one, you're in the hot bird seat. You're like, is it going to be? No, it's not going to be easy. Are you going to have permitting issues? Probably, depending upon your town. Then maybe again, with Storage Wars, American Pickers, Pawn Stars, maybe not, because everyone's in love with the resale space. Storage auctions, people love trash, right? I call it cash to trash, trash to cash television. People are in love with this stuff at this moment, so it may or may not. But if you do that, because understand, and I want you to listen to something really here, because everybody is caught up on internet businesses. And that's actually, some of them do as a separate business, separate video, because every business cannot be an internet-based business. Every business can benefit from having an internet presence, but every business cannot be an internet-based business. And a lot of those books, the 4-Hour Work Week, this, that, those books are pretty much predicated on building an internet business which you can scale up without increasing your costs because of the power of the internet. There's a whole bunch of businesses, you just can't do that. It's not going to happen. But I will actually stop right there and I'll do a video completely on that because, once again, I've been doing a lot of reading and I've actually peeped that out, and there's a way to do that. And I'll actually, while I'm in this space, I'll actually do that video today. But this pretty much closes this out, and give me your thoughts, let me know what you think, and how many of you are actually going to take action with the information. That's the question I want to know. All right, this is Glendon with Making Money with Storage Unit Auctions.